Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're jumping into a source stack that honestly reads like a high-octane thriller. It's this incredible account of evasion, deep state games, and just pure paranoia.
It really is something else. Our mission today, as you've laid out for us, is to unpack the story of this father and son duo, Drummond and Charlie Clark.
Right, they're framed for a major political assassination and suddenly find themselves hunted across continents by this really shadowy intelligence unit.
And these aren't just any guys. Charlie Clark is, well, he's described as a 30-year-old math whiz. But his real passion, high-stakes horse racing, a professional gambler.
Which seems like an odd fit until you get to his father, Drummond Clark. He's ex-CIA, an old Cold War operations hand. The problem is he's battling early onset Alzheimer's.
Yeah, and that's the terrifying variable here, isn't it? His skills are still there, buried, but his memory, it's failing. It makes everything so unpredictable.
And the people hunting them, this CIA black ops unit called the Cavalry.
And the sources say they actually murdered the U.S. National Security Advisor, Burton Hattemer, and pinned it on the Clarks.
Which is how they got Interpol involved. Makes the whole world their hunting ground.
Exactly. It's a global chase.
And it all comes down to finding something. Drummond knows the location of this secret cache of weapons. That's what the cavalry is really after. It's not just about catching the Clarks.
It's about the weapons. Stakes couldn't be higher, really.
Okay, so let's dive into the tradecraft. They're on the run, starting in the Swiss Alps. Charlie and this NSA agent helping them, Alice Rutherford, they have to disappear. And the disguises, they're extreme.
Oh, absolutely. This isn't just, putting on a hat and sunglasses. Charlie's naturally sandy blonde.
Right.
So he dyes his hair dark brown, uses fake sideburns, even a silicone piece to change the bridge of his nose. Plus, these huge sunglasses, the goal is to completely alter his facial geometry.
It's intense, but Alice, her methods are fascinating too. She's described as, striking.
Yes, clearly someone who stands out.
But she uses a drab wig, another prosthetic nose.
Yeah.
But the marble, tell us about the marble.
The marble in the boot. It sounds minor, but it's brilliant tradecraft. You put a small marble in one boot.
Okay.
And it creates this constant slight discomfort. It forces an unnatural gait, a limp, maybe, or just an uneven stride.
Why though?
Because professional surveillance teams, the kind hunting them, are trained to recognize patterns. Gait, posture, how someone moves over time. The marble disrupts that pattern, makes her look like any other tourist with sore feet, not a target under surveillance. It confuses the watchers.
Wow, that level of detail.
Yeah.
It's incredible. And they have methods for spotting tails too, right? It's all about probability.
Exactly, eliminating coincidence. Like the red hat clue. Charlie flags a potential assassin just because the guy changed his hat.
From green to red after lunch.
Right, a normal person wouldn't bother. A surveillant might, trying to blend back in after a break. To them, that tiny detail screams tail.
And they do the car thing too, ditching their own rental.
Yeah, the silver gray BMW 330. Super common car in Switzerland, easy to blend in. But they deliberately walk past it, watch to see if anyone following them hesitates or looks confused. Classic counter-surveillance.
And Alice is driving in Avenches, the 3 left turns.
Pure probability assessment. She makes 3 random left turns in quick succession. Her calculation, likely drawing on Charlie's math brain too, is that the odds of any random car making those exact same 3 turns are vanishingly small.
Beyond astronomical, the source says.
Pretty much. If someone's still behind you after that, they're not there by accident. They are the tail.
It's fascinating how Drummond's Alzheimer's plays into this. You'd think it would be purely a weakness.
And often it is, terribly so. But the sources emphasize these moments where extreme danger seems to jolt him back.
Like a system reboot.
Sort of. He gets these flashes of complete lucidity. His old training, the deep muscle memory of espionage, just kicks in exactly when they need it to survive. It's this tragic, but sometimes crucial element.
Okay, let's shift gears. Why are they being chased so relentlessly?
Right.
It comes back to this ADM program. And the kicker is, Drummond Clark founded it.
Yes, the irony is thick there. ADM stands for Atomic Demolition Munitions. Basically, portable Soviet-era nukes. But here's the twist.
Go on.
The cavalry isn't trying to recover working WMDs. The whole point of Drummond's original program was incredibly cynical. It was designed to sell malfunctioning ADMs to terrorists.
Wait, sell duds? Why?
To poison the black market. The idea was if terrorist groups bought these things and they failed, or worse, detonated conventionally, it would sow distrust, make all black market nukes suspect. a form of counterproliferation by deception.
That is, wow. But you mentioned detonation, so they weren't completely harmless.
Not at all, and this is crucial for you, the listener, to understand. The disguise was part of the genius or the horror, depending on your view. They hid these things inside cheap washing
Living
machines.
machines.
Yeah, Paramin Pristina brand.
Yeah.
Made them look like junk. But inside, okay, the uranium core, the nuclear trigger, that was inert. Fake. But to make it look convincing, and maybe to ensure a catastrophic failure if tampered with, they were packed with about 100 pounds of high-grade plastic explosive.
100 pounds. So not nuclear, but
Still devastating. Enough explosive force to take out city blocks, cause mass casualties. It's a fake nuke that's still a weapon of mass destruction in its own right.
so the cavalry wants these fake but incredibly dangerous washing machine bombs back.
Precisely. It's about controlling the narrative, managing the fallout, maybe leveraging the remaining devices, and they're using series tech to hunt the clerks.
Forget marbles and boots now. We're talking drones.
High-altitude UAVs, yeah. Unmanned aerial vehicles. The sources claim they have optics capable of identifying a driver's face from 10,000 feet.
That's terrifying.
And then there's the close-up stuff. An operative called Jesse James uses what's described as a mosquito drone. Tiny thing. Hovers right outside their chalet window, feeding live video back. Grainy, greenish-gray footage of Drummond inside. Nowhere is safe.
And their communications are just as advanced. Hidden messages.
Oh yeah. Steganography. Hiding text messages within the pixels of digital images sent online. Like a picture of Suki's earring containing secret instructions. Or embedding messages in, like online classified ads for car parts.
Constant digital shadows. So where was the specific bomb they were after in this part of the chase?
Drummond's fractured memory eventually recalled it. A specific Paramin Pristina washing machine sitting in a storeroom of a public laundromat.
A laundromat. Where?
On Rue Joseph Compere in Fort-de-France, Martinique. That was the next target.
So the chase leads them to Martinique in the Caribbean, French territory. And here, their careful planning kind of goes out the window, doesn't it? Because pure improvisation.
Absolutely. And Drummond's condition is right at the forefront again, that strange mix of clarity and confusion.
Like in customs.
Exactly. He steps up, and despite the Alzheimer's, he just slips into this cover identity. John Larson, wealthy asset manager, apparently plays it perfectly, smooth, convincing.
Virtuosity, the source calls it.
Yeah. But then, disaster, the customs official actually recognizes him, yells out his old alias, Marvin Lesser, blows their cover instantly.
So much for smooth entry. What happens then?
Pure instinct takes over for Drummond. They need to escape now. He spots a military vehicle nearby at the airfield, an amphibus.
An amphibious vehicle.
Right. And this is where that buried training just fires up. He somehow knows how to hotwire it, get it started, knows the controls to retract the wheels for water travel, how to engage the jet propulsion. It's incredible.
A man who might forget his son's name moments later can hijack and pilot military hardware on instinct.
It's that stark contrast, and you see again later. He can explain the amphibus's propulsion system perfectly. He remembers obscure code names like St. Louis for Paris.
But then,
After Alice is kidnapped at a traumatic event, his mind just drifts. He's suddenly focused on dinner plans, asking Charlie if maybe he was just dreaming the whole escape. It's heartbreaking and incredibly dangerous for Charlie to manage.
it's almost surreal. And speaking of surreal, there's that detail about another hiding spot. The gold cache.
Oh, right. That's almost darkly funny. One of the previous ADM drops, run by an associate named Fielding, wasn't just hidden in some cave.
No.
The cave itself, the hiding place, was apparently lined with actual slabs of gold. Gold bullion seized way back in 1797 from some Venezuelan conspiracy against Spain.
Get out. Why gold?
Pure theater. Just like the weapon itself was partly theater, the gold was the backdrop. Imagine showing that to a potential terrorist buyer. It screams wealth, power, authenticity. It helps sell the lie of the nuke they were buying. Everything about this operation is layered with deception.
Okay, so the trail doesn't end in Martinique. The final act takes place somewhere completely different. Mobile, Alabama.
Correct. The focus shifts to the pilot who helped them initially, J.T. Bream. It turns out he wasn't just a pilot caught in the middle. He had his own agenda.
Which was?
Profit, and maybe some kind of twisted vindication. He was planning to sell the ADM himself.
To whom? And where was the target?
His buyer was a man named Cheb Katada, linked to the Algerian group Islamique Armée. And the price tag. A reported $745 million. The target was apparently the G20 meeting happening at the Grand Hotel near Mobile.
Oh, and Bream used the Clarks.
Brilliantly, in a way. He fed them and threw them the CIA a false trail, made it look like the bomb was intended for a Punjabi separatist group targeting India.
A decoy.
A very convincing one. By then actively hunting the Clarks after they'd supposedly stumbled onto this India intel, Bream made the CIA double down on the fake threat. He used the chase itself as misdirection.
Well, he hit it for Mogul with the real deal. Cunning.
Extremely. Charlie, though, using his own smarts, that gambler's instinct and mathematical mind, figures it out and tracks Bream to Mobile.
And he goes undercover again.
Yep. This time as a short-haired jogger, wraparound sunglasses, blends right in. He finds Bream on a yacht posing as a guy named Clem Clemenson.
The final showdown on the water.
Exactly. Charlie manages to get aboard the yacht, finds Bream, finds the buyer's representative, a guy named Steve, and he finds the ADM. The washing machine bomb.
And it's active.
It is. Bream or Steve activated it with a remote. There's a 10-minute countdown ticking away. When Charlie finds it, there's only about 7 minutes and 55 seconds left.
Okay, tense.
Yeah.
But there should be a way to disarm it, right? A code,
Yep.
failsafe.
There should be. But here's the final awful twist. The scientists who designed these things, a guy named Vivek Zakir,
Yeah.
he apparently removed the actual serial number strip, the part where you'd input the abort code, maybe as his own twisted failsafe, or maybe sabotage. Whatever the reason, the manual abort is impossible. Charlie can't punch in the code, even if he knew it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So what does he do? 7 minutes left.
He does the only thing he can. Makes it another massive gamble. He hijacks the yacht.
Steals it with the bomb ticking.
Yep. Slugs Bream, deals with Steve, gets the yacht moving, and just floors it. Races it out into the open waters of Mobile Bay, trying to get it as far from shore as possible.
And the explosion from the plastic explosive.
Massive. Absolutely massive. It obliterates the yacht, obviously. But the blast wave is so powerful it reportedly downs a surveillance helicopter that was watching, and even tips over sailboats docked miles away on the eastern shore.
Just from the conventional explosives, it really shows you the power they were playing with, even with the fake nuke part.
It underscores the whole terrifying premise. Fake doesn't mean safe.
So what happens to the bad guys? The CIA agents Stanley and Lanchet, who were part of the cavalry.
They get caught, but it's kind of a complex jurisdictional play at the end. Remember, the whole thing technically started on French soil in Martinique.
Right.
So a local CIA-based chief, Corbett, who seems more by the book, uses French law. There are protocols allowing local French authorities to detain foreign agents operating unofficially on their territory. He uses that mechanism to get Stanley and Lanier arrested, bypassing the usual CIA internal stonewalling. A neat legal maneuver to end the chase.
Wow. What a ride when you lay it all out. NSA and CIA betrayal, these futuristic drones, classic spy disguises, this incredibly complex WMD deception plot.
And all of it complicated profoundly by one man's deteriorating mind. Drummond's Alzheimer's is just woven through the whole narrative.
It really is. The human cost is immense.
Which brings us to a final thought, something for you, the listener, to maybe chew on. After this whole ordeal, after surviving this insane, high-stakes gamble where being wrong meant death, Charlie goes back to the racetrack.
To Keeneland.
And for 3 months, he just apparently loses hundreds of thousands of dollars. This master gambler, this math genius who just navigated a lethal global conspiracy.
So the question is, was his whole life spent chasing the odds at the track, that thrill of being right, as the source puts it? Was that ever really preparation for this kind of life-or-death game?
Or was the gambling always just maybe a distraction, a way to exercise that part of his brain without facing the real-world consequences he perhaps always knew, somewhere deep down he might have to confront because of his father's past?
A fascinating question to ponder. Was he running towards the thrill or running away from the reality?
Something to think about.
Indeed. That's all we have time for on this deep dive. We'll see you next time.